Hello and welcome back to the Sports Center YouTube channel. Me and Carl are today talking about Phil Foden and his lack of form or his inconsistent form. Compared to last season's Phil Foden, this is a shadow. His form's an absolute shadow, would you say, of himself this year, Carl?
Absolutely. I just don't get. I mean, we all know City aren't performing the same way as they have done the last few years.
Yeah.
To me, the biggest shock is Phil Foden. His body demeanour and everything just seems completely demoralised. I don't understand how he can go from player of the season last year to just non-existent this season.
Well, I'm going to say I wouldn't say he single-handedly carried City to the title last year, but he had a big impact. His form were unreal, wasn't it, towards the back
Yeah.
third of last year.
Well, I think that's exactly why he had to start for England last year in Euros. Just because of his form. He was the best player.
I'm
Whereas
gonna co-
now,
I'm
I
gonna come on
think
to that. Do you reckon that's had something to do with it? His England form.
potentially, but for me, I don't even know whether he gets an England squad.
Yeah, it's a big call.
I mean, I think he will,
Yeah,
but
of course
but
they will.
you've got people like Morgan Rogers and all these. There's a few all in
Gibbs,
these number
Gibbs
10
White.
roles. Gibbs White, he's in better form than Foden.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
I'd give
just,
you that
I
one.
just, I just think there's other players that could potentially be in there instead of Foden. I mean, like I said, I don't think that'll happen. But if you're
He
going on form,
he obviously don't like playing that. He came out, didn't he, a couple of months ago maybe, and he kind of said, didn't he, alluded to the fact that he don't like playing out left for England, and he basically just kind of he did a job in summer,
yeah,
which I thought were a weird statement to make so far after the Euros. It was just a bit of a throwaway comment, really. Like, do you really need to be harking back to that? You haven't played for England for a while now. Like, that tournament's been and gone. City aren't in the best form. You're not in the best form. Is it really a time to be kind of? Oh, well, don't get me wrong. He didn't slag off Southgate out, did he? But he he's he lit a little fire, didn't he? Shall we say?
yeah.
He got people talking.
I don't. I think the thing with the whole comment was pointless
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I think you speak to any player, they will say, like who's usually on the fringe of an international call up, they would say, I don't mind. I will play anywhere for my country. I'm not bothered. Your striker say, I'd play in midfield. I'd play in defence. I'm not bothered as long as I get a shirt. I'll play.
Mm.
So, you hear that all the time. So that comment for me was just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just looking at his stats now. I mean, so last season was his standout season. So Premier League matches alone, you got 35 games, 19 goals, 8 assists. Season before that, 32 games, 11 goals, 5 assists. Season before that, 28 games, 9 goals. So he's gone. I mean, he's got seven. He's only played 21 games a season. He got 7 goals. It's it's poor for him, really, and it's really poor.
Yeah, to stay supposed to be going like that, he's gone
Well,
and come back.
obviously, if you keep going further and further back, his career trajectory has literally gone like that. So, I mean, maybe you could say, look, he's allowed a season off. City out having a good season, but I think for me, what stands out more is, and look, he's only 24. Let's put that out there. He's only 24-year old. He's been playing Premier League football for 8 seasons.
Yeah,
That's mental when you think about that.
it
Mental.
is.
And
It
don't get me
is.
wrong, it's his first time he only made 5 appearances. Even if you say 7 seasons for a 24-year-old, that's crazy to think that. But ultimately, with that said, he's almost like one of the
Genius.
the kind of seniors at City now. He's been there, seen it, done it. He's won everything. He's been there pretty much all his fucking life, really. He's born and bred Manchester. If anything, he's the kind of, and I'm going to use Steven Gerrard as an example ultimately because I'm a Liverpool fan, but those tough times when you look to those players and you're like, right,
Yeah,
I'm going to put this team on my back, and De Bruyne's legs are going, Rodri's out.
going,
Well,
going.
yeah,
We could do a whole nother pod on him. His legs are gone. That player is done.
But that's what I mean. It's almost to say he needs to kind of look around and think, do you know what? This is my time to be Kevin De Bruyne of 2, 3 years
Yeah.
gone by and put this team on my back and carry us to a title,
Yeah.
carry us to a cup, carry us through Champions League. And he just hasn't done it this season, has he?
No, but everything you just said then for me, nail on the head. But it's the whole his demeanor, his arms are up, he's flaying around, he's like sulking. I just don't. It blows my mind. I think why instead of sulking and stuff like that, get dug in, get your troops, like battling around you.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's just nothing.
Whether this is true or not, he's not used to losing, is he? Let's get it right. Since he's come into the Man City first team, the lad is not used to losing. So what he's going through at the moment is completely abnormal to him. Like he has no clue. He's not used to this. He's never
Yeah,
been in a team that's been like this. So I think, like you say, this kind of throwing his arms out, kind of his demeanour, his face. Yeah, Doug, he's going to be so unhappy where City performing. But like you say, rather than knuckling down and that, it's completely abnormal to him. But at the same time as well, it's abnormal to Pep. So for that whole team, that whole club, it's like fucking hell.
what do we
Like,
do?
what the fuck do we do here? Like, yeah, this is new. This is different,
It's true. It's so true. Never even really thought of that, but
isn't it? And it's gonna be interesting because they've got a battle on to get in that Champions League. And I know everyone keeps saying City will get in there, City will get in there, and the saving grace for City might be that there's 5 teams potentially going to get in it from England this year.
I agree. There's a few in that. There's a few like in that chasing pack. I think is it right down to Fulham. I think ninth or 10th that are only like 4 or 5 points away from fourth place.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a whole league of players that can go in there, teams that can go in there.
And Forest start going away
I don't know. We'll see what happens tonight with Forest. Is it tonight or tomorrow?
tomorrow against Arsenal. Yeah,
If Arsenal beat them, I can. That's 2 losses on bounce. Is this?
bit of a change of tone for them.
I've heard a lot of Arsenal fans as well talking about them. They're going to start dropping, which I think that's just them moaning, if I'm honest. But
Arsenal fans moaning. Come on, never.
mm, sick of hearing them, to be honest.
It will be it'd be interesting how these midweek fixtures pan out because there's some interesting ones.
Big games this week.
Yeah, and obviously if you guys get a result at Anfield, which obviously I'm going to the game and I hope to God you don't like, but we've played a lot of fifth. This is our 5th game in 15 days, so it's a tough test for us. And like you say, if you get a result or even a point there, it puts you guys in confidence because you're well at mix as well, aren't
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see.
they? It will be interesting how it pans out, but I'll be interested to hear from Man City fans who potentially go to the game who watch Phil Foden quite a lot to see what they think of it because. As I say, he's Manchester born and bred. He's one of you guys, so I imagine that they'll back him to the hill. But it's
And so do I. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a bad player.
oh,
I'm,
absolutely not. I think it's class.
yeah, he's still for me one of the best players in the league. I just don't understand his form. It's just because everybody goes through dips and peaks and troughs and whatever else,
Mm,
but he just doesn't seem himself all season.
no,
Like I say, it might be a hangover from Euros, maybe, but it seems to be a long hangover.
it does, it does. And as I say, City fans get in touch. Let us know what do you make of Foden's form? Are you a bit disappointed that he's not standing up in the face of adversity? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and if you like the video, and give us a subscribe while you're at it. Catch you later.